My name is Gerald. I am the Transform Discipleship Program Manager, and I lead a team of 4 within iSA Africa. I started as a youth worker, and I did that for about 3 years. And after that, I went to theology school, where I did my bachelor's and master's in theology. I then came back to iSA and helped start Transform Discipleship Program in 2016. I am married and I have 3 boys. iSA Africa had been running for a couple of years before 2016, and we realized that there was a gap between the people who were finishing high school and people who were joining university. So in 2016, we thought we can respond to some of the needs that we were seeing, some of the gaps that were coming up. And one of the need was the need for sound biblical teaching within schools and within churches. And iSA Africa felt we needed to respond to that. So we started walking alongside churches and young people and families to disciple them with the gospel truth. So that's one need. The second need was the need for discipleship. Every mature Christian will tell you that they have benefited from people who have walked alongside them. So we thought we can walk with these young people, disciple them, help them grow in love and in faith for Jesus. And the third need is the need for evangelism and mission. We want young people who come to our program to love Jesus, of course, to believe in Jesus, but also to be actively involved in evangelistic and mission around them. So we want them to be disciples who go out also and tell others about Jesus. But of course, the other fourth need was the need for life skills. These young people who are coming through our programs, after a couple of months after they finish our program, they will be going out to school, to universities, colleges, or to look for work. So they, in fact, they'll be living independently. So we thought if we incorporate a life skill within that, or life skills within that, they'll be helping them to navigate the next stage of life. So some of those life skills will be farming, computers. We be helping them in public speaking skills among others to equip them for the next stage of their life. Yes. Officially, we started our first program in 2017. But the inception of the program started in 2016. So in the last 4 years, we've been privileged to have 104 students who've come through our program within a span of 4 years, and 80 students who have come through our youth programs, youth camp programs. So one of the things that we do is that within the school holidays, we also bring in some young people from high school who are on holiday. So within that period as well, we have been able to get about 80 students join our program. The youth camps that we have, which dubbed Cross Camp, and the Transform program are quite different. They are quite different in the sense that Transform program is a residential program that comes and that stays here for 6 months. So young people will come and stay with us for a period of 6 months. And some of our students, when they come in, for example, in the first block, we look at the book of Ephesians. And it's interesting to see how our young people are able to read the scripture for themselves, and with an open discussion format of Bible study, we start seeing them moving away from the wrong ideas into the more correct idea of the Bible. So I think ourselves, we see ourselves as walking alongside these people to see them having a better understanding of the gospel. I remember one gentleman who came to the program and has been involved in the work of evangelism and teaching in his own church. But coming through the program, one of the things he says even now is that he wonders what he was teaching. Of course, the credit doesn't go all to us, but we've been working alongside some of those young men and women and helping them understand the gospel in a more clear way. And even when you listen to them when they are teaching the gospel now, you can actually see that there's a lot of change in how they believe the gospel and how the gospel has impacted their lives. And I think understanding the gospel and also servant leadership, they go hand in hand. That a clear understanding of the gospel help us in a servant leadership model, how we lead others, how we follow others. So I think they go hand in hand, the faithful Bible teaching, understanding as well, and also the servant leadership. I think there are many opportunities for this program, but the challenges are as many as there are opportunities. And of course, I have just mentioned that one of the challenges is the numbers, that we can't be able to handle many students here. We only have, for example, last year we could only have 50 students, and that's almost having the capacity within our building. The need for this, we have some of the students traveling for long distance, some of them traveling for about 15, 17 hours to come to our program. So they are traveling far and wide to come to us. But I think we would love to see, those people who are coming, or rather those students who are coming from those areas having programs within that area. But also the other limiting factor for their program is the issue of money. We charge fairly to our students. We don't charge a lot of money, and yet not many parents are able to raise that amount of money. So we find that a big challenge in terms of being able to keep our programs running. Even when still on the issue of money, our staff team, we would love to have a bigger staff team. But the wage bill is big. The bigger the team you have, the more money that you need require for that. But we are not able to do that. So if we had more money, hopefully, if we had more money, we will be able to do more programs and we will have more workers. Some of our students who come through our program are then going back to their homes, so who are coming from very far. So in terms of follow-up as well is a challenge. So we are not able to faithfully follow them where they are. We hope that the churches they go back to will take up their discipleship from us and continue the universities they are going to, the workplaces they are going into, that there are other leaders who are also taking up the mantle. But it's a big challenge as well. We have young people coming from very far. We have had churches and groups asking us to go and run programs in their own churches. We have people from the western part of the country, from the coastal region part of the country, from the northern part of the country, all calling us to go and help them help our program. And I think looking at the future of our program, we would want to see more localized discipleship programs in those areas. I talked about the challenge of follow-up. So if we have more localized programs, then it's easier for the people who are there to continue with the follow-up long after the program has finished. So we would want to see that. We would want to see ministries and churches empowered for this gospel. So if we were also able to run youth leaders programs, so we are not just running the Transform program in those places, but also we are equipping other young youth leaders to continue with that work in where they are. Future is bright for Transformed. I'm very passionate about seeing young people transformed by the power of the gospel. And I would want to see these people empowered. There are so many people who've come. I've just mentioned 104 students who've come through our programs, Transformed program. And I would want to see them continue with that passion and living for Jesus, shining the light out there. And who knows, God may be preparing them to continue the work long after we're gone as well. We do not have someone from Transformed in the corporate world. By that I mean the first group that came in 2017 are actually just about to graduate. So the program that we have, the first program we have, this is the 4th year running now, they are just finishing university. So they are almost like now looking for work and looking for opportunities. But I have one student who finished a first program who is now enrolling, or rather applying to enroll for the apprenticeship program. So that will be our first group to see who finished college and who are out there looking for a job. I think my appeal is I think mine is an appeal to churches, to organizations, to groups, to individuals who are passionate about young people to come alongside iSA Africa, to walk alongside iSA Africa in helping establish more work for these young people. But I pray that this work continues, continue to see the continent impacted by the gospel through our young people.